Good morning. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello. Are you all right? Have you recovered from the mammoth whip parade last weekend? Well done to those of you who stuck it throughout, and there were a few. And we both know how we know, don't we? So anyway, yes, welcome to those who've been with me from the start. Medals in the post. Those who have joined me along the way, well done that you've came back. Those who have joined me via the wonderful shout outs that I've had recently, you're very, very welcome. And those who might have just accidentally clicked on and thought, what the hell is this? I'm going to stay and see what it's all about. You're all very welcome. So yes, I would like to start with some very sad news. Last week I asked for prayers, of which lots of you responded. Our stitchy sister Val, who has sent me lots of patterns over the last year, and who sent me floral etchings too, which was in the giveaway 2 weeks ago for the Flosstubers. So her son was in CCU and we were praying. Unfortunately, he lost his fight and he passed on the 26th of August, I think it was. Val, you're in all our prayers, and the rest of your family. Can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. But know that all of our thoughts are with you. Death is just pants. It really is. And words fail us. Well, they fail me sometimes. But please know that you are very much in our hearts and in our prayers. What else did I have to say? I've got an agenda. So, I've got lots. I have got, and when I say lots, I mean actually lots. I have got finishes. One finish. I have got seven. Are we going to get any balloons or anything from your fingers? You just never know with this computer, it does what it wants. I have got 7 fully finishes. I know. Can you flippin' believe it? I couldn't. And then I've got my usual whips. I have got quite a lot of gifts. Rachel, the dog, went on holiday, so I became very slack Alice and I went elsewhere. I just, yeah, scooted off. Sorry, Rachel. So yes, I've got lots of gifts. I have got the giveaway results. And is there something else that I've got? No, I think that's probably it. And we've got whatever mishaps and things happen along the way. No doubt there will be some. So, Justsewsherries, for those who are new, and there are a few, living in my world can be quite adventurous. Not deliberately adventurous, but adventurous nonetheless. So, my Justsewsherries are, well, they're just so me. Things that happen. And I'm going to talk firstly, very quickly, or maybe not, I'm going to do the proud mum bit. So I've got a daughter, I've got one child who is 30? 2? No, 1. I thought she was coming up 31. It turns up she's coming up 32. Yeah. So anyway, some of you know she is working on the Coldplay tour and she works in sustainability on Coldplay's tour. There is a documentary that was done where she has quite a starring role, which I was quite surprised at. It came out 2 months ago. Where was Mum? MIA? I have no idea. I remember her saying something was coming out, and then she never mentioned anything, so I didn't ask. And then me dad, my parents were going over to Dublin to meet up with Courtney and to go to one of Coldplay's shows. And my dad says, "Oh, I've been watching the documentary with Courtney, the interview with Courtney, you know." And I was like, "What documentary?" "Oh, that'll be the one she mentioned ages ago." So I watched it. Hey, it's fab. So I couldn't figure out how to share it on Instagram. I could only figure out how to do it on a story. I'm frightened that I do something plagiarism. So I don't really want to be sharing links on stories because I don't know how it works. And I don't want to get into trouble. So anyway, I didn't share it on a story. So I will link it down below if any of you are interested. You can go and watch my daughter being, doing what she does at work, which is pretty cool. So I was dead excited about that. And I was like, proper like, yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl. So incredibly proud that I raised a warrior and not a princess. There's room for both in this world, however. So, yeah, my parents went over, and those of you who will follow me on, look at that, it's bleeding. Oh God, I'm bleeding. Right, I might need to, oh dear. They went over to visit Dublin and see Courtney and go to a Coldplay gig. So Courtney took them all around the back scenes, and they got to go on the stage and photos on the stage and everything, which is pretty cool. And my parents are 76, so they are not youngsters. They're definitely not oldsters of heart, though. They are very, very active. My dad loves these concerts. He's always loved concerts and music. And my mum as well. They've been to see, God knows, Rolling Stones and Phil Collins and Queen. Did they go and see Queen? No, I don't think they did. And of course now obviously we can see the new Queen, but we don't want the new Queen without Freddie Mercury. Although Adam Lambert is very good, I must admit. Anyway, I'm diversifying all over the place already. Digressing even. So yes, there's I put the photos on Instagram, and it reminded me of my Justsewsherrie when I went to see Coldplay. So this is still not the Chris Martin one, that's different, but Coldplay are big on sustainability, as you know. Well, you do now. They give out these wrists. They don't give out wrists. They give out wristbands, which have LED lights in them, and they are powered to. They've got like love hearts and things that they raise, and they do different lights and this, that, and the other. So when people have got their arms in the air, you've got the wristbands lighting up, sort of thing. So that's really cool. And then that all handed back in so that they can be used at another show. So it's a way of, again, having sustainability rather than giving out, what is it they have, like them like strobe. Oh, anyway, this is what they do with Coldplay. So I was there. Now I was in there's like a technical hub centre just sort of in front of the stage, and I was sat in there. I had like literally the best seat in the house. So I had one of these wristbands, but it kept stopping working. It kept breaking. So I was like shaking it. And then it would come on again. I'm like, right, that's it, yeah. And then thinking, wasn't working again, and I was thinking, does it need to be in the darkness more? Because where I was sat there was a few little lights going on because there was computers and things in there. So I was like holding it up and thinking it, and then it would come back on again. And I was like, right, okay. So I spent 2 flipping hours, and I was a little bit disappointed that I got the one bloody wristband that didn't work. So I was telling Courtney afterwards, she said, did you enjoy it? I was like, yeah, it was really good. I says, mine, the flipping, me wristband broke. She went, what? So I was telling her about it. She says, Mum, you were sat with Shaheem, who was a boy who does all the light and stuff. And I was like, mm-hmm. She went, look at the computer. I says, what? She says, Shaheem makes your wristband come on or off. It's got nothing to do with you. Yours isn't broken. When it wasn't lighting up, it was because it wasn't programmed to light up. So I spent 2 hours. I mean, I got some serious exercise in my arm. But Shaheem was like, you did what? So Courtney thinks it's hilarious that her mum spent the entire 2 hours going, for God's sake, bloody work, will you? So yeah, that was a reminder of my LED Justsewsherrie back. When did I go and see them? Was it a year ago? Might have been 2 years. I can't remember. It was when they were in Glasgow. I went to see them there. But anyway, that's that. That's my proud mum, my Justsewsherrie, and my very young at heart parents. Going to see gigs and thoroughly enjoying it. So let's move on to why we're here, which is cross stitch. If you're still here, you're doing well. So, what was I starting with? I've got one fully finished, which is a half. No, I haven't. I've got one finish, which is nearly a fully finish, but because it's a finish and I haven't showed you it, I will show you today. Yeah, the sunshine's come out. This is, I was going to say it's Cotswold Garden. It's not. It is a pin keep by Haystack Stitching, which is Caroline. I don't know if there was a name for it. But anyway, we got this at the Big Stitch retreat. And we got all of the things to make it together. So you can see I've done all the... I am going to... The bloody sun again. The bane of my life. So I've got it sort of pinned. I just need to pull it together now with a thread and put the back on. But other than that, it's nearly finished. There we are. It's a bit better. Which is a really lovely pattern, and it was done with the Gloriana, and we got everything for it. It was done with a Gloriana called Cotswold Garden, which is lovely, and I have since sourced it. I haven't bought any more, but I will. It is gorgeous. Really, really, really gorgeous. So that is that. So hopefully the next time you see it, it may be fully finished. Equally, it may not. So, what else have we got? I'm going to show you this one because I haven't shown you it yet, although it's a bit out of date now. So August, I'm doing the monthly Quakers. So I did finish. You haven't seen it since it was finished and then fully finished. And all I do is switch them out every month. You will see September in the whip parade. Yes, it's still in the whip because it's not even September yet, so don't say anything. I've got a day, kind of, maybe, hopefully. So yeah, this is August one. Did I change any colours in this? I can't remember. Oh, I did it with random colours, didn't I? Accidentally. That's right, this is the one where I'd started with a peach and I had a peach bit of thread sort of line. I was like, oh, that's that. So I started stitching this. It wasn't until I got halfway down I thought, that's not the same colour. But I wasn't going to stitch it again. So I did this colour over here again. and then I went back to the original colour for the heart and for this to try and offset it. So this accidentally ended up with 4 colours, although I think the actual colours were the right ones. I could be lying though. This is, again, if you're new, this is a running theme. I like to tell lies. If I don't know it, I make it up as I go along. I'm going to have to shut that blind. Give me one moment. Okay, that's shut now. So I'm going to show the pattern of this because it was only a segment that I took out. So this is by the Primitive Hair and it's Pride and Prejudice. And I'll read it out in case if you haven't got the pattern. It says, oh, that's there. In vain I struggled, it will not do, my feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire you. As I said last week, it means I fancy the pants off. And what I did was I deliberately took the silhouette and I measured it and I worked out, well, I didn't measure it, I went on to my, now what do I use? X Stitch Plus. I'll just use that, X Stitch Plus. And I use I'm not a member of it or anything, I just use the tools to work out the calculator. And I worked out what count I would do it on to get a good result. I am chuffed to blithering bits for this. For something that is fairly simple, I think it is so goddamn effective, I really do. So I got this, I know if me regulars will know, but I got this from Lisa at Atelier Frames. She comes along to most retreats that I'm at and she usually brings a box of just random frames. And I have a frame fetish. I have. Anyway, I always pick up frames, especially unusual ones, and I loved this. And as soon as I realised I was going to do the silhouette, and I did get that, I didn't make the idea up myself, although I have taken it. And I just got the idea from that on the, so thanks Isabella. I just got the idea from that, picked up the frame, so it's done in 36 count Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit, which I loved. I'm going to have to get some more. And I just did it with Classic Colourworks Black Coffee. And I flippin' love how it's come out. I kind of get over how bloody effective. I think I can't get over that my idea worked is what I can't get over, because this is not normal. My ideas, oh, I tell you what I haven't told you though. So you'll see it's got some poof. I got some wadding from Amazon. For some reason there's a random bit hanging off my drawers. So it was this, but twice the thickness. So I just halved it and put it in there. But this wadding has worked the way I wanted it to. So the fact that everything's come together, I'm still quite amazed at, as you can tell. And I keep looking at it thinking, that's mint. I really like that. Even now, it's been finished for, fully finished for a week maybe, I think. Because I put it on Instagram, so if you're on Instagram, you'll have seen it. But I still keep looking at it and think, I love that. I really love that. And then I didn't show you last week or the week before. It was Bank Holiday weekend, so it was last week. I got a new sewing machine. And I got the model up from the old brother. So the old brother I had was the basic sort of cheapest one you can get. and I got the model up from that. So still not expensive, but slightly above that. And I had a bit play with it last weekend. So I went into me Trove Doom and things came out. Yes. So I made this. And I've got some Tilda fabric on the back. Now I have finished them all with a snip. I have also got, I can't reach it to show you, but it doesn't really matter. So I've got a Cricut, which you can actually see there. So a Cricut's just a cutting machine, basically. If you don't know what one is, it'll cut out vinyl, paper, stickers, all manner of, it's a cutting machine. But it's more along the regular sort of crafting line. And I got the fabric blade and the fabric cutting mat so that I can cut out a load of shapes to put on the back of here. So I'm kind of one step closer to it being fully finished, because I've got quite a few of these where I've finished them. They just literally need something putting on the back. So one day when I'm rich and retired and I've got lots of time, no, hopefully it'll be before I'm retired. So this is by Stitches Through the Years, and there are 4 of them. So this was the autumn one. The summer one, sorry, is up there, up here. And I've done the winter. I'll grab the winter and show you, because I know where it is. So that's the winter one. Again, not quite finished. I don't know why I've done it. I've obviously decided to do a whip stitch finish with that one. So that is the winter, that is the autumn, that is the summer. Do you want to say the summer as well? I'm just thinking, if I've shown you 2, I might as well show you 3. So that is the summer. And I haven't done spring. So that was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it? Yeah, winter, autumn, summer, no spring. And as we realised during my, what was it? Was it Whip Parade? I don't do summer. I have no, sorry, I don't do spring. I have no spring stitches, really. The only ones I did do was some rabbits that I got, which were freebies from Wild Styra Snaps, Christina. Anyway, let's move on. I did these. And these are just done with a blue Christmassy fabric. That you can see all the dust. I'm pretty sure it's dusts and not ghosts. I think it's all dust in front of the camera. Note to self: don't clean, because don't raise the dust. So so it's the chocolate, frozen hot chocolate, and the snow cone cart, and they are just made with a blue. And I think I got this from Harrogate. I think it was just a fabric, picked up a fat quarter or whatever. So I've done those. They just need to have a something on the back. And I did this one. Home is where you hang your broom. And this was a fabric from the range. I just went and got a whole load of cheapy fat quarters, and they're not great quality. They're, you know, they're quite a harsh cotton. Well, it'll be a polyfibre something. It'll be a cheap version, but perfect for the back. And this was from Halloween, just Halloween 2023. I would bet my life that that's where it's from. What I did deliberately with the Halloween the Halloween book, because we get all these magazines, don't we? And then we never do anything from them. Although I think, was it Chris the Camping Stitcher did a sell from magazines? There was one recently, but to encourage us to use what was in our magazines. But specifically the Halloween, what I did was I went through it and I photocopied the ones that I wanted to stitch, and I put them in my Halloween pattern section so that they were there. But I'm a paper girl. I need to be able to see what I've got, so I need to be able to flick through and think, oh, I fancy a Halloween one, what have I got Halloween, and I can see it. I won't think, oh yeah, I've got that magazine from 1973, I better go and have a look just in case there might be something perfect in there. And the chances are there is something perfect in there. I just don't think to do it. So that was what I did, and that was one of those. So that was, I don't know the designer, but it was from Halloween 2023, and my boo cat. And I'm a bit annoyed with myself about him. I love him. I love this little cat. I do. And I've used a fabric that I got from the Turtle. So Pink Scissors fabric. If you're down near Bridge End fabric shop, go and get yourself along, and you can hire the room actually. One of the girls, Soph, and if you're not watching her, you should be. She hires the room on a monthly, I think it's a monthly, for her and her friends, like stitchers, to just go and sit and have a space, and you can hire her overlocker and things like that. So yeah, Pink Scissors fabric. What was I going to get? Oh, I'm a bit annoyed with this. I was too excited and I stitched everything up that I had. I sewed everything up that I had on me new machine, just like that, because apparently we need hand gestures to say what we're doing. I wanted to put some trim. I had the perfect trim for it. So I am a bit annoyed with myself. Now I did have a look to see if I could separate this, because there is a way of doing it that I can't remember which workshop it was in. It was either the Mani Dodonna or the Primitive Hair workshop. She showed us how to separate the pom-pom trim, but I can't figure out how to do it with this, because then you can just glue it on. So I'm a little bit annoyed with myself. But other than that, I love him. I think he's fab. He's lush. So this is Dirty Annie's, this one. So, they're all my finishes. And me nearly fully finished. Let's move into whips. Right, let's start at the top. So this one is a one that I was very wonderfully gifted by my friend Alison. And this is Evelyn Sear, and it comes from the Cruel Gobelin Needlecraft, which is an Australian company. I think it's Australian, not New Zealand. Just got distracted by the window there. For those that have been with me a while will know. For those new, sometimes there's a little bit of gossip happens outside me window. I haven't seen to those who know, haven't seen Sleeping Bag Man for a long time. I think they've had a big falling out. But anyway, the little lass over the back, she's hanging her washing out this morning, so it's meant to be quite a nice sunny day. Anyway, back to less of the gossip and back to, I'll tell you what, I will tell you a funny story that I've just remembered. Yeah, and for those that are new, I do move into left field sometimes. There was like the backs of my fences, I can't see over certain gardens. There's like trees over here, so I can't see over into that house that way. So I can just hear what goes on. and there was 2 grandchildren. And Mum lived next door, like their daughter lived next door with the kids, and with one of them, sorry, and the other one came over, and it was Josie and Ella. Now, Josie and Ella, I could hear them constantly, like the mum talking to the mother, the granddad, and the grandma, and Josie was always in bother. She was always in bother, and Ella was always crying, always crying. I have no idea what these 2 little girls look like, but I know all about them. But the funny story was one night, and like I say, Josie, she was always in bother. And I heard Josie's mum come out the garden and went, "Josie, come on in, it's bath time." "Oh, untie your friend, will you please?" And it was the way she'd said it, as if, "Oh, I'm sick of this kid tying people up." "Untie your friend, please, Josie." And she made me laugh. So, yeah, they'll be about 10 now, maybe, those 2 girls. But the man moved out not long after, so I don't know. Josie's probably still in bother somewhere. Okay, so I'm doing, this is from the Cruel Goblin Needle Craft, and it is the at some point, when I put my teeth in instead of somebody else's, I'll be able to speak. The Schoolgirls Sewing Club, and it's called Evalencia, and I am doing this little pin pocket. But I have got this lined up with the fabric. Anyway, this is as far as I am. So when last you saw it, I had done half of the border, basically. So I've done the other half of the border, and I've started coming down. So I've only got maybe 2 more of these like bud things to do, and then she will be finished and ready to make in. Do you think I'm going to get it fully finished? I've got great hopes of getting fully finished, but that is going to be lovely, isn't it? I'm dead chuffed with that. And it's done with NPIs, which it came with everything. So this is on Baked Clay by Fox and Rabbit, 32 count. Now I don't think I'm going to have enough thread left. I've got another full skein, but I'm not convinced I'll have enough thread to do the full. Well, certainly not 2 threads over 1. So what I think I'm going to do is, well, what I know I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to a 36 count, and I have decided to do it on Summer Khaki by Swigart, and do it on that. And it's already out because I'm itching. I'm itching to get on it. We discussed this last time, didn't we? I've got this real love of red marking samplers now. I'm blaming Michelle. It's entirely her fault. She's cost me a fortune as well this week. Wait till I get me gifts. That bloody woman. Speaking of Michelle and marking samplers, this is Anne Burnhope. Yes, I've made the Anne up, but that's what I think her name is. I'll bring it in because it is a fabulous marking sampler. I have done very little more. There is nothing this last week that I have done that I haven't had to frog. I think it was because I was showing off last week saying I haven't been to Froglandia for ages. Well, I had an extended break in Froglandia this week. I was sick to the back teeth of frogging. The amount of ones I just went, oh, and just threw it aside, and this was one of them. So all I have done more on this is that, and you can see here I've had to frog it all. Frog it all? Yes. I wanted to use the other 4-lettered word. because I was sick of my life. So as you can see, it's fibre on a whim. Fibre on a whim? No, it's not. I just made that up. It's just a Zweigart. It's got nothing to do with fibre on a whim. Antique white, 40 count. So basically I have done another circle. This was one of the ones I went, oh, frog it. It went the journey this week. So that is as far as I did. But I'm showing you it because I love to show the pattern more than anything. So it's a Mama Loves You GB pattern, which I got gifted from somebody at Stitch in London, sampler edition early this year. A lovely lady called Sarah. And I was gifted this one actually. I seem to have been gifted a lot, haven't I? Oh, look here, Ma. So I am doing the Halloween, Happy Halloween sale from, now I know I printed it out. I know I printed it out. Put that away for a moment because I'll get the pattern and show you it. In fact, I'll do it now. Just found it on my phone instead. So that is the pattern. It is fab. It's a really, really enjoyable, it's a proper happy little stitch. So if you're wanting something that's like a joyful Halloween rather than dark, macabre Halloween, I would definitely recommend that. And this is as far as I am. If you would like to see it done, go and see Cross Stitch Sarah. She has done it and it's beautiful. And we're not talking to her because of it, because she does things super quick and super lovely. No, go and see. It'll be on our Instagram page. So this is as far as I am on it. Not actually that far to go now. I wanted to mention, funnily enough, Michelle again and a lady called Melody. I was talking last time about having a hop between this and basically carrying black threads behind this and how I was going to manage it and what I was going to do or whatever. There were so many lovely ideas that came out of it. Now, I talked about putting the interfacing on and said I hadn't done it, but I'd heard that that was an option. So putting the interfacing on and then carrying the thread so you can't see it. Michelle gave us a top tip. She said if you're going to use the interfacing or fusible, whatever you call it, you can only use it if you're not going to frame it and stretch it. So you can use it if you're going to make it into a pillow. She said a drawer bag. Does she know what my finishing consists of? Drawer bag? What do you... No idea. Sounds good. And it would actually be a really lovely drawer bag, much like what it came with. I'm not convinced I could make one. So there was that. But I thought that was worth sharing with you all. So fusible is great, or interfacing is great if you're going to make something that you don't need to stretch it for. Top tip from Michelle. And Melody came up with a really good idea as well. What she said was, why don't you use beads and use the invisible thread? So is it the Nemo, I don't know what you call it. I've got some in the drawer. And you could use beads because it's just going to the centre of these white little things. And I thought that was a fabulous idea. Melody's the lady that gets put in charge of my life when I can't cope. She tells me where to go and what to do, who to see, what to say. Yeah. I think I drive her to distraction. Actually, that's a lie. I know I do. I've only met her once. This poor woman has been charged with managing my life. Right, what have we got next? Ooh, my Sal with myself. Christmas Rules by Primrose Cottage. And I'm actually stitching this with Rachel, Talking Dog, who had a glorious holiday. And I'm not saying I missed our shop very much, but I kind of had a little bit of withdrawal. And this is where I am. It is coming on. So this is another one that I've set myself targets so that it's done by Christmas. So this was for July, which I've done. This part is August, so I've got one day to finish just this part with the stockings. So you never know. I mean, I'm kind of there. I'm kind of keeping up. I'm chuffed with that. So this is just on a mystery fabric, just a 32 count linen with the called for DMC. No, is it? I might have changed the red in it. 3685. Hang on a second. Oh, it's downstairs. Can't remember. I've got a feeling I changed the red because I think it was like almost like a pinky red. I could be wrong. I would need to check that. But yeah, DMC. It's fab, isn't it? I'm really enjoying this. Again, it's like, it's a happy stitch. It makes me happy. Nice bright colours. Not a huge amount of white because I'm always whited out by January. And this one should have been a finish and should also have been a finish for September. So this is one of my 24 and 24 from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and this is September, and I have changed every colour going in September, and I've changed it twice. So this is where I am, and I am doing all right. So when you last saw it, I had done half of this sort of motif. I'd done the September and had just started this. So I've done all this. I have worked like a little Trojan on this week to try and get it done by September. I loved this Quaker, right up my alley. And I loved this one as well. I'm still in at the moment. So I haven't got a huge amount to go. There's like a flower at the bottom there and the rest of this motif. So it should be finished for early September, if not before. I changed the colours to these three. So I changed them to 648, 413 and 04. And I've changed them again since then because I'm doing it with 413 is still the one, 3861 and 06. I wasn't happy with the grey, remember, so I frogged it all. I took it all out, all the grey, and I did it again with 06, and it was more of a, it's got like a very light hint of mauve in it. I'm still not convinced about that colour. I don't seem to be able to get it right, but it was closer than it was. So, and I was kind of sick of trying to match colours in the finish. use designers, I take my hat off to you, because as proven, I'm not bad at replacing one colour, but to do a whole colourway is actually really difficult. What have I got now? Oh, new start, which I'll show you in a bit, and I'll tell you why I'll show you in a bit. And this is the most beautiful rose sampler by Jacob Modern Folk Embroidery. I love this. And I'd sort of put it down and not picked it up for a little while, but I've got my eye on September, so I did pick this up and do a little bit more on it. So I got down into the rose. So that's basically what I've done. The bit in the middle. I've done some more along the top. Yeah, I've done that blue. I know I did that. And then I've come down into the middle to start the rose. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's done on 36 count parchment by Weeks with all the code for DMC. Isn't it glorious? And you can see that there is an ecru in there that you can see better in real life, but I had a look to see whether to replace it or not, but actually on the original you can barely see it. So that's the whole point, isn't it? We're reproducing what we see. So beautiful, 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 beautiful. Sampler September. I'm excited. Didn't do it last year because I wanted to crack on with Halloween, but I will be not doing all samplers. I'll be touching other things as well, but I am going to make a conscious effort. And my favourite, that has been going on forever, Artwork Calendar by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I've done quite a bit on this. So I'm down to October. And when you last saw it, I think I'd done to about here. So I've done all the way down. I've done one foxy. So I just need to come down this side really, put the other fox in. So this won't take very long at all, hopefully. Can't remember if this was a one I had a frog or not. If I didn't, it would be a miracle. So that is October. Last row. God, I didn't realise it's really starting to look. Wow. Mad. Mad, mad, mad. Didn't realise. You know when you, well, yeah, you will know. I think especially the full coverage girls, when they take things out of that Q-snap and see it all in its entirety, it must have a real wow moment. Must do. Oh, and I did some more on this. I don't think I did very much more on this. So this is Lady Halloween, but I am doing that version on the back. Get the bloody working threads out the way. So that's as far as I am. So I think I've finished a couple of these motifs and I've started going up here. I finished the H and just started going along. So I haven't done very much on that. This was one of the ones I had to frog. And it did have a frogget moment. See, that's why I haven't got very much further. I spent quite a bit of time on it, just unfortunately not on the stitching. Well, there was stitching. And then it got its frogget marching orders. Look at this. Sarah, not enough whip bags. I may or may not have been to a retreat since I last saw you. I may or may not have some more project bags since I last saw you. Okay, and I'm going to show you the new start now. Now the reason is this is being stitched as a gift for somebody. That person, I don't think they watch my Flosstubes, but if they do, they watch the beginning, and I don't think they'll watch right through to the end. So I'm not going to tell you who it's for or anything like that, but I will show you as it goes. And they probably can't guess who it's for anyway. So it is Jardin Privé. Now, how do you pronounce it? Or Phil. Or Phil de Nicois. It's a lot of birdhouses, basically. Oh, and this was frogged. This was seriously, it was stitched, it was frogged, it was fabric changed, it was stitched again, it was frogged again. So I started this on, what did I start it on? It was here. I started this on Storm. Fibre on a whim. Stone even. And realised that the white, you could barely see it, and there is a lot of white in it. So I started to frog it. And then I gave up and changed. So I'm doing it on Cypress, Fibre on a Whim, 36 count, and it looks loads better. And that's as far as I am. I'll have to use my new snag bobbit. Is that what it's called? So that's as far as I am anyway. I may not stitch all of it because I'm doing it. I would like to do it for Christmas, and I'm not sure I've got enough time with everything else to do this for Christmas as well. So I might just do a section of it, which I think you can do. And that pattern, I think I could take a, like stop it there or something like that. I'd like to do it all, but if that's the case, I may end up giving it next year. But, so that is my new start. And my last whip which I've spent quite a lot of time on as well, is my beautiful Sarah Fletcher from Hats, Hands Across the Sea, which I started on 31st of July for my friend Patty's birthday. And I have done quite a bit. So when last you saw it, I had done this border and I had started to plot in this. So I've literally done all of this, and I've started going down here as well. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm doing it with the Cold 400 threes on 36 count winter mood. It is going to be stunning. It really is. Wow. It's not very often I'm impressed with my own stitching, but I am impressed. I think it's probably more to do with the pattern and the charting than my stitching. But got to take the wins when we can. And that is all of my stitching. So we've just got gifts, giveaways, giveaway results. I will shuffles and piles. Right, so we've got gifts, thank yous, giveaways, and I think that's it. Gifts. Well, firstly, I went to the Northeast retreat last Saturday, which was fab. It was really lovely to catch up with everyone. They do a stitchy day every month, but I haven't been able to get well since March, because I've had retreats every single month, so it hasn't worked out. So it was really, really lovely to catch up with everyone and to meet everybody, and I met some really, really fab ladies, who viewers, some of you who watched me, and I also bought some project bags. I'm trying to think of the names of the ladies. Was it Carol and Wendy? And then there was Lois, Kate, I think, and Hannah, Susanna. It was close. Susanna, I've just renamed you Hannah. Well, it kind of rhymed, kind of. But it was really lovely to meet everybody. And I did get some. And of course they're at the bottom of my pile of gifts, and I've got a pile. And so Rachel was away. Okay, project bags, and these are all from Sarah, Not Enough Whip Bags. There wasn't very many vendors, which meant that I got to spend my money on just one. So I got this from Sarah, Not Enough Whip Bags. Of that little cobweb. Witchy. I got this one, which I really liked. Obviously, because I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't. And look at this, man. Is that not a perfect autumn project bag? I've been itching to do this video so that I can get them matched up with projects. And as we discovered during my whip parade, I have got no autumn whips. Loads of Halloween, but no autumn. So I can get that rectified, toot sweet, as Dell would say. And then Michelle would answer, bonnet Deducci. If you know, you know. Look at this. Now I was after this one at the Sherrie Stitches. I'd hidden it, right, because we weren't really allowed to go near the vendor shops, but I'd had a sneaky walk up and I'd hidden this under another one at the very back. And when I went up to get it, I said, Sarah, where's the one I've hidden? And she was like, oh, well, it was there. The lady who was stood next to me had it in her hand. And I was like, you've got to be joking me. So me sneaky tactics didn't work. But luckily enough, she had another one. I love that. I love that fabric. And these patchwork batten, they're so sturdy. Fabulous. And another patchwork bag. And to be fair, I did go specifically for patchwork bags. Isn't that cute? With the owls on the back. Love that. And the last one, yes, it comes to the end. I'm just taking the tags off. Look at that. Feast your eyes on that, fellow stitchers. Isn't that fabulous? I love this. I love this, and I love that fab. I love everything about this. Love it, love it, love it. Loving it like that. And what will we go to next? So, oh gosh, hang on. Okay, more organised now. So, D-stash. I admired a Plum Street on Instagram, and I said I really love this pattern. I've not seen it anywhere before. And she DM'd me to say I'm actually having a D-stash on Facebook. And I was like, if you're interested, I was like, oh yes, I'm interested. However, I'm not going on Facebook at the moment. So if anybody does say anything on Facebook that you think I might like, give me a nudge. Because I'm not going on. I do go, if somebody sends me a link, I'll go direct to wherever. But other than that, I'm staying off it. So she sent me pictures of what she was getting rid of. And unfortunately, the one I'd admired, the Plum Street, had already gone. But I did get this. So this is a tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Histoire de Béger Automne. I have got no idea, but it says autumn. Something in autumn. And there was also the threads, and I've not stitched with these before. I've got some of the white ones, the broader whites to do white work with. So this will be interesting. So she sent all the threads as well. So that'll be cool. I then went to Create Nostalgia. Now, I went there. I was thinking, what did I go there for? I was looking for threads, and we'll get to the threads. But while I was there, I discovered me basket had stuff in from however long ago. And I thought, oh, do you know, yeah, I think it's been there lonely for a little while. I think it's time to bring it into the fold. And look what I got. Oh yes, it's Ladies' Night, oh what a night, by the Cricket Collection. And I think I love it just for the title and the song. Oh yes, it's Ladies' Night, oh what a night. I love that. Isn't it fab? Love it, love it, love it. And this. You know, I was saying about the Happy Halloween stitch earlier. This is not a Happy Halloween stitch. This is a macabre stitch. Edgar Allan Poe tree. I mean, does it come any more dark than this? Edgar Allan Poe was the king of dark. Love this. And I've actually even found a fabric for it. It's a Megan Coffee Craft. Is it 18? Oh, it's 20 count. So I had been messing about and I've put that with that. So that'll get stitched sooner rather than later. I got some 20 count hard hanger because, no I didn't, I got some 22 count hard hanger because I hadn't got any more left. I used it all for me monthly Quakers. So I got some while I was there, and stitching notes, my shepherd's bush, and the wee buttons. I've gone way back to my Scottish roots. The wee buttons. Aren't they cute? Love that. I'll bring it in so you can actually see the pattern. That's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then I went to Patchwork Rabbit. I was on a hunt for threads, you see. So I was going around all the shops, and at all the shops are saw things. What can I say? And some of you may remember when I was at the Sherrie retreat, we won that was the royal way, won the quiz. I think the two Jesses, Jess Get Stitching and Cross Stitch Jess, I think they knew the answers to everything. I didn't have a clue. But anyway, I got a £10 voucher for Patchwork Rabbit. So I finally got that spent, and I got Cast a Spell by Cottage Garden Samplings and Above the Sky. Grant now, O Lord, that I may be, while here on earth, approved by thee. Then shall my soul mount up on high and wing its way above the sky. Isn't that lovely? I love this flower. So I got those from Patchwork Rabbit. Before I went away, I got some of Rachel, and I got, yes, Cabin in the Woods by our very own Lauren and Sam, Flossabilities. Isn't that fabulous? And Rachel is the exclusive realtor? Is that estate agents in America? Realtor? Retailer. Yeah, retailer. It takes a while. I did get there. In my defence, I got there. It just took a little while longer than it should have. But I'm holding this up for ages because it's bloody lush. And I flippin' love it. Perfect. And she's just brought out another Pick Your Own, the autumn one, which is fabulous. And you'll be able to see it on our Instagram or on our Etsy page, or hopefully at some point in ink and paper so that I can buy it. I got this. Now, Cross Stitch Jess said she'd getting it, and I was like, and she showed us the stockings inside, and I was like, I need that. I need that. So I'll see if I can find photos. No, I can't. I cannot find photos of. Can I? Yeah, so that's on the front cover. I can't show you them without showing you the patterns, but there's a couple of them. 2 turtle doves, 11 pipers piping, 12 drums a drumming. Isn't it? Love this, absolutely love this. And Cross Stitch Jess maybe doing a little bit of a stocking sale that we can all join in with. It should be fun. And I finally got my bloody hands on this 324. I was meant to not start a sale, but join in with a sale that Laura Textilly was starting aftermarket. That was 6 months ago. It's taken me 6 months to get my hands on this bloody pattern. And eventually Rachel did. She knew I was after it, and she's been trying to source it for us forever. So I finally got it from that lovely lady. And what I like as well is that, so you can do it, and that gives it a whole different look. That to me looks like lace. So if it's done like on a, say, cypress from Fibre on a Whim, with like a cream, that would be really lovely. Right, what have we got next? We have got Michelle. Michelle. Cost me a fortune. So I'm going to show you the threads that I finally bought. No, I'm not. I'll show them at the end. On her Flosstube, she showed this. And I was like, oh, well, I need to have it. There's a couple on the back. I don't know why I've gone down the stocking. The pattern's on the other page, so if I aren't they fab? Oh, I like that one. Them socks you used to get for men, isn't it? Diamond socks. Really love them. So I had to go Peakside, and I was still looking for threads. So while I was at Peakside, I thought it would be rude to just buy one pattern. And I've had my eye on this for a little while. Teresa Koga Honeybee Needle Book. Love this. And there's a Visconu that I want, but I don't think they had it in, because I would have gotten that as well. And I love this, A Cheerful Heart, because it appears I'm all about the reds. And it's got a strawberry and a little needle book as well. And I got the threads to do it, so I got the Glorianas to do that. So that is that. Oh, there's more. There is more. On Michelle's Instagram, we're sticking with the theme of Michelle. I've just held that up like it's a pint. Well, it is a pint, but like a pint of beer. Yes, so hang on, we'll stay with our Flosstube first. I then went over to Etsy. And I can't print this out very well. I have tried, but I can't. She is doing Hannah Atwater for Sampler September. Now there is a hashtag. It is hashtag, funny enough, hashtag Sampler September 2024. And I think that's a specific one that she's hosting. I could be wrong, but that's what she's flagged on her Instagram post. So if you want to join her with Hannah Atwater, so I bought that because I think that is fabulous. I really do. And while I was there, me Mugridge 1882 fell into me basket as well. Because again, it's all about the reds. So I got that. That should be a relatively easy, quick stitch. And then on Michelle's Instagram, I saw Whilst Ira Snaps. So I went onto her website as well. And I got this. I think this is dead canny. Does it say, I dreamed and thought that life was beauty. I woke and found that life was duty. And my little heart just went out to her. I just thought, oh. Like, she's got a life of duty. What a shame. She thought, like, life was going to be all roses and butterflies. And then obviously discovered she had to work for a living. Like many of us. I got this one. What's it called? Bethia Fenshaw 1861. And I'm tempted to do this in a navy blue. I don't know if it's done in a blue or because I'm not sure. But anyway, I was tempted to do that in like a really dark blue, royal blue, not royal blue, dark blue, navy. And the main reason I went on was for this. So Mary's Drum. her where is she? Mary Gibson or Mary Gibson. 1828. This one here. So she released this last year, Christina, and it was only, you could only get it through her Facebook site. I think you had to be a member or something of some group. Anyway, I wasn't, but I remember a lot of the Flosstubers go nuts for it, like the Brenda and the real hardcore sampler sisters, sampler stitches, like Kim, Contented Needleworker, Carol Saltbox. And I remember one of them saying, what's better than a red house? 2 red houses. So that was her. That intimidates the life out of me. So if anybody else is intimidated, you're in, I was going to say good company, but maybe some bad company. So that terrifies me, but I love it. So I decided to go with that. I got the drum. So Mary's drum. And I think that's fab. Not that I can do a drum either, but I can stitch the stitch count for a drum. The thought of doing that sampler, I think because I've got other stuff on the go as well, the thought of doing all that sampler was just, yeah. And then I got this. This is entirely Sammy Sharp, who's Lizzie Little Loops, and Old Barn Stitching. Actually, it's Old Barn Stitching with Deborah as well, and Edita. This is entirely their fault. I'm blaming them. Blaming them. I went to Cedar River Linen and I fell in love. So I got Tephra, which is gorgeous. It's got a real rose hint to this. See, and it's not coming out. The colour's blowing it out, but it's got a real rose and almost a green hint in it as well. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I got this one, Arboreal. And these are all 36 count. Look at that. I mean, that with a cream. For that. I mean, that would be stunning, wouldn't it? Absolutely stunning. Actually, that is a very good idea. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, put it down now. Sort it out later. And this was the reason that I went there. So Old Barn Stitching Company is a company that's fairly new, and it's run by Deborah and Sammy. And it's fabulous, and they're doing all these reproduction stuff. A lot of which Deborah owns. I think Sammy owns a few as well. And there was a model at the Big Stitch that Edita I can't remember her surname, Albrecht. She's a fantastic stitcher as well. She had done this model, and it is coming. It is not out yet, but it is coming. And my understanding, I could be wrong, but my understanding was that Edita said to Sammy, I'll stitch it for you, but let me run with my own ideas. Let me run with the colours and see what I come up with, I think. And she came up with the most gorgeous colour palette. that was, like I say, there, but the pattern hasn't been released. And it was done on this red cedar. Again, 36 count. It was amazing. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks, Adita. You've cost me a fortune. And they don't do that many different colours, or I would have a real problem. So yes, red cedar linen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we come to the last thing, which is how we ended up at all the bloody different shops, was threads. I wanted threads for Away We Ride, Sal, and I found most of them. So I'm still waiting for Garden Gate, which has been sent to me very kindly by viewers. And Rachel has the onyx. I couldn't find onyx anywhere. Rachel's just got back from holidays and she's got it. So that is on order as well. So that should be winging its way to me fairly soon. So this is a sale that myself, Flossie Sews and Grows, Sally, Lauren, Flossabilities, and Rachel, Talking Dog, are doing. And I think Sally's in charge. Or Lauren. As long as it's not me, we'll be fine. So if you want to check them out, it's called #AwayWeStitch. And it's starting on the 1st of September. However, if you would like to join along at any point, because the threads in the UK are a nightmare to source, feel free to hop in at any point. So yes, 1st of September, and these little beauties have cost me that much of a fortune. And Michelle. So, and I got, sorry, I should have said, did I say I got them from Peakside? I can't remember if I got them from Peakside or Patchwork Rabbit. I cannot remember. I've been all over the place this last week trying to find stuff. So that is that. Okay, we'll do the giveaways. Just before the giveaways, I would like to say a massive thank you to Rhonda, who bought a super thanks here on YouTube, and Angela, who bought me a cuppa using the link that's in the description box below. I'm really, really grateful. And I'm always really, really humbled that somebody's, thought about me enough to go on the link and do that. So massive, massive thank you, ladies. Although YouTube's a bit naughty with the thanks, they take 30% off it, which I think is a bit naughty, maybe. Oh. Who am I? I'm not YouTube. So massive thanks for that. And now we go to the giveaways, which obviously that is what the donations help me to afford the giveaways. Let's have a look. Where has my book gone? Okay, I'm gonna put them down here. So the first one was from Mama Loves You GB, from Michelle, and it was a pattern from her Etsy store, and the winner was, now this is not your name, you will need to check what this comes up as on your YouTube. I tried to have a look just before to see if I could, and I went back onto the comment to see if I could link it, because sometimes I can link it to a name, but I can't, for whatever reason, go backwards on it. So this one is user C for Charlie, W for Whiskey, 3, V for Victor, P for Papa, 8, J for Juliet, W for Whiskey, 9, number 9, and O for Oscar. So CW3, VP8, JW90. No, note. No, hang on a second. O. It's an O. It's not the number, it's the letter O. Yeah, that takes a while. There was also a pattern very kindly donated from Lauren from her Etsy shop, so whatever you want. And the person who won that is Julia Morton, 6203. The person who won this was from the dog, the Rachel, the talking dog stitcher, was Cross Stitch Jess. So well done, Jess. I'll get that either in the post or I'll give it to you because I'll be seeing you soon. So that was Cross Stitch Jess. And let's have a look. The turtle, which was the project bag, the little project bag with the bees on, which has been donated very kindly by Sophie, was a lady who's won a giveaway before actually. Mamgus Attic, Wendy, you've won the bag. So you'll need to just get in touch with me again, everybody, at justsewsherrie@gmail.com and give me your addresses. Okay, folk, which was the modern folk embroidery. Jacobs put a bird on it, and that was Arlene Curry. So Arlene Curry, you won the modern folk embroidery. Artsy, which was flower pot sampler, was Marrett G. Drum. So Marrett G. Drum. And Floral Etchings, which was Val, and that was won by Jane Styles 4024. So Jane Styles 4024. Faith, which was this one, by Summerhouse Stitchworks, was A Life in Stitches. So A Life in Stitches. And the person who won Hive with the buttons was Zoe Taylor 4849. So Zoe Taylor 4849. So they were all the giveaways. Was there anything else? I don't think so. Where's me agenda? I did have an agenda. No, giveaway results is the last thing, the last item on the agenda. So just really to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for making me smile. Yeah. Final thought for today is going to be with Val in mind and the loss of her son. There's not a great deal you can say, you know, but I think it was very, very eloquently put by our own sadly departed Queen Elizabeth II, who said, "Grief is the price we pay for love." Bye for now.